All right, cool. Cool. I think we're good. All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing good today. I hope y'all are looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. I still have to work another day, but then after that, like, I'm off. Then I can go ahead and, like, enjoy my time. So, hey, everybody. Hello. Hey, Bonita. Hello, Carmen. Hey, Marissa. Hey, Lolly. Lolly. Hello. Hey, guys. All right. Hey, all right, come on in. Come on and make yourselves comfortable. I'm going to wait a few moments before I start. I just want to let more of y'all in before we get going. Hey, Miss Lizzie. All right. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? Y'all looking forward to the weekend? Hey, Claire. Hello. Hey, Liz. All right. Hey, Deanne. All right, cool. Okay, let me get myself situated here. Make sure I'm in center so that way I'm not all like off to the side there. How are y'all doing today? Y'all looking forward to your weekend? All right, I'm letting myself come off of my walking high because my heart's beating really fast. So I'm trying to let it come down so that way I can start because I naturally get anxious before anything that I do, whether it's appointments or whether it's readings. So I have to like let my anxiety come down a little bit. That way I can go ahead and just jump right in and get to it. So people always think that like because like I do this all the time and I do this a lot, that I don't get anxious or get nervous before doing sessions. That's not true. Like you don't ever really get over it. I've been doing this for what? Professionally, I've been doing this. I started in 2020. I started in 2012, but I went full time in 2014 or 15, and I've been doing it since then. So even then, I was super nervous and anxious before doing any readings or doing anything for people. Today, I still get nervous and anxious. I'm a pro now, so I'm pretty used to it. So I know how to like just push it to the side and get to it. But sometimes, like whenever it's been a day where you've had a lot of energy to deal with, like your anxiety comes up higher. I know for those of y'all who suffer from anxiety conditions, y'all know what I'm talking about, where the anxiety just really elevated, and you're like just trying to bring the anxiety down so you can do the stuff you got to do without feeling like it's gonna like overwhelm you. And that's what it feels like. So I'm like letting my anxiety come down. That way I can like step into it. Hello, hey Ellen. Hey Ellen. Hello. All right. All right. So let's get started, y'all. Okay. So for those of you who are new, I know you know, Cassidy. I know you know. So for those of you who are new to my lives, I do this every Wednesday and Friday, free of charge. There's no cost for these. These are free sessions for anybody who wants to get a reading. All that I ask is that you be specific with your question because I don't have time to give everybody a full reading. I am limiting my time to like 5 minutes or less per person. Sometimes readings can go up into like 10 minutes, which, so for those of you who are going to come on a camera with me or come on live with me, try to limit your questions so that we don't go into like a full reading. So like more than two questions, no, like just keep it at two questions, or if you have one person you want to connect with in spirit, then that's who I'll try to connect to. That way I can give enough people a chance to get their readings, because going into like 10, 15 minutes and then people keep asking, I have another question. I'm like, that's book a session, girl, book a session, because I ain't got time to giving you all that. So I just need you to like keep it simple, okay? So if you are wanting to get a reading from me, you need to be specific with your question. Any people who are general or who are vague in their questions, I don't have time for that foolery. You just need to ask your questions so that I can focus my attention on that, give you the answers, and give you as much specifics as I can. If you don't like that, that's your problem. That's my process. This is how I do it for the lives. If we were going to do like a full life reading in person, one-on-one, I have plenty of time to devote to you and to go into all of that. But for the lives, I don't have time for that. So we just got to get to it. For mediumship, if you want to connect with a loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect to? So if you want to connect with a specific person in spirit, let me know, and I'll try to bring that person through and bring through any information that can help to validate that they're with you as well. Sometimes other spirits will pop in as well. And that tends to be the case these days nowadays. Even though I try to focus on just one person, sometimes I get pushed out of the way because somebody else wants to get into the conversation. And that happens. People like in spirit, they're just as pushy as people who are alive. So they get on my nerves. But yeah, but that's it. So, what do you need to? Question. If you want to know about more, if you want to know more about me, just head over to my website, fernandomaron.com. Everything is on there. So I have my YouTube, my podcast. I think y'all. By the way, for those of y'all who have been following along with my podcast, I was just talking to my partner on our walk a little while ago, and I was telling him like I think I need to take some things off my plate so I can focus even more on the things that that I feel I need to focus on more. So I'm probably not gonna be doing the podcast any much more. I might do one or two more episodes, and then that may be the end of it. Just because I mean it's still gonna be available. I have like what I think 100 podcast episodes that go back a few years. So for those of y'all, I have a lot of good stuff on there, by the way. So I talk about like my story, how I found out I had this ability, etc. So all of that stuff is on there. But for those of you who are interested, check it out. It's still going to be available. It's just I'm not going to make any more episodes because I just don't feel the drive or the need to do it. And so I'm going to kind of pull back a little bit on that. I've been pulling back on YouTube as well, but I still put stuff on YouTube for people. So if they've had a reading or they want to go back and look at some old sessions that they may have gotten with me, they can go back and look at it as well. But I'm just going to be more focused on these lives, on my Sunday sermons, and on the articles that I'll be writing more of. So that's pretty much where my focus is going to be at. As usual, my statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change the future. It's never set in stone. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. So for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. And remember, you can always change your future. It is never set in stone. Psychics do not know everything. We sense things. Big difference. Any psychic you meet who pretends to know everything, run, because they're going to scam you out of your money. Speaking of scammers, we've got some scammers going around pretending to be me. For those of you who are new, this is not a new thing. This happens probably once a month, every month, where someone will put up a profile pretending to be me, and then they'll start messaging people, asking them if they want a reading. They don't even sound like me. They're like, my beloved, I'm drawn to you. I'm like, I don't even talk like that. I ain't drawn to nobody. So no, so I don't even talk like that. But these scammers, they make a fake profile, and then they'll try to get my name. So they'll either do Ferny ESP here or the Ferny ESP here, because it's all the same. Ferny ESP, that's it. No 5, no 7, no 3, no 2, no line, no none of that. So if you run into someone messaging you and it has a different profile name than just Ferny ESP, it is not my profile, my main profile. I don't have any backup profiles, y'all. But it happens once a month. And once a month, I hear from someone, I fell for it, Ferny, and I gave them $150. And they get nothing for it because they get scammed out of their money. And I literally have it on the profile bio. Be aware of scammers. I do not DM for readings. I do not ask for money for readings in DM. I literally say that in my profile. So I'm going to need all of y'all to check my bio if y'all don't know who I am, because I got a lot of clear details there. But I think I'm going to have Reagan post the scammer alert just for people who are still new and kind of coming on in and joining in. But that's the scammer alert. So for those of y'all, it's the Instagram crowd that's getting hit right now. So just FYI with that. And what they do is, and they do this to everybody. They do this to John Edwards. They did this to John Holland a few weeks back. They do this every few weeks. They just like latch onto somebody else. They keep the same followers, and Instagram won't take them down. No matter what you like report, Instagram won't do anything, because all they do is just change their username or their handle. They keep the same amount of followers, and they are still able to access people. So I don't know what the hell Instagram is going to make a difference on that. And I've already tried to be like approved, get the little check mark on the thing, and they won't give it to me. And so maybe now, because I'm been on TV, they might give it to me now that I'm a public figure, but we'll see. I'm going to try it again, because Cassidy was saying that they might treat it differently this time now that I've been on TV. But anyways, getting to it. So, yeah, but I'm drawn to you, Ferny. Thank you, Ella. Thank you. I appreciate that. So anyways, let's get started. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just bouncing around here. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Trina Gwen. Hi, Ferny. Do you see any love opportunities coming into my life? There might be a potential that you might like talk to somebody or try to get to know somebody in a couple of, I would say 2 to 3 months. There might be somebody already in your life who may have an interest in you. Either you're just not giving them enough time, or they may just not be clear enough to get your attention. But I do think that in about 3 months or so, you'll have someone that you'll start talking to who might be a potential dating option. I wouldn't say that it's a like lifelong committed relationship, but it feels like it might be a little fun. Person's name starts with a K. Okay. By the way, y'all on TikTok, y'all don't have to pay me. I know y'all love throwing money at me. Do not pay me. This is free. This is free. You don't have to pay me any money, okay? I appreciate, whatever you throw my way, but it really is not necessary, nor am I requiring it. If in fact, it kind of is like, because I have an agreement with God that I'm going to give my time to people for free. So this is that agreement. So do not throw money at me, please. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But no, it's not necessary. I'm doing this for free, y'all. Okay. Yeah, Amanda Ming Kelly. My brother just passed in August. He was my only sibling and supporter. With your brother, Amanda, first of all, even though I know you mentioned August, but then I'm seeing it again. So I don't know if there's another date in August that is significant, or there's another important date in that month, or the 8th of a month is significant, because I'm almost seeing it double. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's got two people with him. I feel like he's got two males with him as well. So he's making me feel that there are two other males in spirit who might even be kind of on the same age range, that may be connected to y'all, that y'all may know, who also passed a bit, I wouldn't say on the younger side, but definitely passed before they hit 50. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm seeing there. He's showing me, I don't know if he's showing me a horseshoe, or I'm seeing this like omega symbol. I don't know if y'all know what the omega symbol is. There's an omega symbol. It kind of reminds me of the omega symbol. So I don't know if omega is a significant sign or symbol, or the horseshoe symbol is significant, because that's the way I want to describe it. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He is doing this. So I don't know if you have a shirt of his that you've kept, that you wear from time to time, or if there's actually something you've gotten that reminds you of him that you wear. But I'm almost feeling this as well, because he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if he was a bit of a smartass, but he's almost apologizing for being a smartass, but then not really, because I almost feel like he still gets a kick out of being this way. So that's kind of how I want to express that. He also keeps showing me there might be a drawing or a sketch that might be connected to him, that either is of the beach or of a sunset at the beach, or there's art, sunset, beach, that is somehow relevant in that way. It actually would not surprise me if someone ends up getting a tattoo of a sunset or of a beach, because I'm almost getting this whole beachy vibe that he's trying to bring my attention to. Okay. And he is at peace, by the way. So he is at peace. Okay. Dre Vision. Hi, Ferny. I'm wanting to know if my dad, who died last month, has any messages for us. His family, we miss him dearly, and I feel his presence. With your dad, it's interesting because I'm almost seeing two father figures. So I don't know if you have a stepdad that's also passed, or a father-in-law, but I'm almost getting an additional father figure that I want to acknowledge. With dad, though, a couple of things. I feel like I can hear his voice. So I don't know if you've been hearing his voice as if he's been like speaking or singing, or if there's a video you've been watching over and over again of him. I'm hearing his voice. So I almost feel that way. Or you've actually heard his voice and you thought you were going crazy, and when you may not be. But there's a reference there as well. He also he's showing me coins, so he might have a habit of dropping coins in the most random of places. Or if you find a coin in the middle of like the I won't say toilet, but in the middle of the sink or in the middle of a tub, that might be a sign from him to look out for that as well. He also keeps acknowledging, he is showing me, what is that? It's weird because I'm seeing something that reminds me of like a tree, but I don't think it's like a tree. It almost feels like it's a palm, or it could be a tree. I feel like I'm seeing like a tree. It's weird because it reminds me of a pine, but then I want to kind of go with a palm. There's something like that he's trying to show me or make reference to. But it almost reminds me of like, it could be one of two things. It's either like an actual tree or a palm tree that y'all have connected to him, or there's something about a patch with like a branch or a tree that may somehow be significant, because I'm seeing something that reminds me of that. So there's something there that I feel like I need to bring to attention. September is also significant. So the month of September is important, or the ninth of a month is connected. Okay, let's go over here. No. Tawny Nelson 31 is my son Bob, now my spirit guide. No. Family members do not become spirit guides. Rarely do they become spirit guides. It's usually not the case. Before you decide to come into a lifetime, you pretty much have to work out your your plan, because you're the one that sets your plan. People always say, why is God doing this to me? We ain't doing nothing to us. We do it to ourselves. So we work out a plan. It's almost like when you go to college, you have to sit down with a counselor sometimes and work out what your major is going to be, what your life major, what your life minor is going to be. So we work out those details in this lifetime before we come into life. We pick some of the aspects and the details. We don't pick everything, but we definitely make a lot of decisions before we're born. And then when we come in with the life that's going to offer us the best opportunity to have those experiences. And so in this lifetime, your guide has been with you from the beginning of your conception, even before that, to when you're done. Your child couldn't have been your guide because they were your child. So there's no way. They would have to have been there from the beginning to the end. So it's just not the way it works. Usually family members, they don't pass and become guides. People actually have to train, spirits have to train to be guides, because it requires a lot of lifetime to be able to learn and to understand what that process is going to look like. And also, they also get their kick as well, because they're living vicariously through us, because there are things that they were supposed to experience from one of their lifetimes that they may not have completed, and they're kind of finishing it up with us. And so that's why. So, but yeah, your son is not your guide. He's just the spirit on the other side. He is showing me balloons. I am seeing blue balloons. So that could mean a few things. Either y'all may have released balloons in his honor, or we're within 30 days of a birthday right now, just because that's usually what I associate balloons, and 30 days forwards or backwards. So just FYI, but I'm seeing that. He also keeps acknowledging the interesting. I saw 5/7, which is not a day. That could actually 57. I'm gonna say he's showing me May 7th. I'm gonna say that's what it is, because 5/7 is like, that would be the only date that I would think that would mean. So May 7th might be significant. It's either that or it's May and July are significant, and he's trying to put them together, and I'm missing it. But it's got to be one of the others, because that's how I want to describe it. He's doing this. So I don't know if you have remains connected to him, or if there's a dedicated necklace or something that goes around the neck that might be significant to him as well. Okay. If it hasn't been made yet, it might be in route. So just be aware. That's happened sometimes with spirits. Sometimes I had a client, I had a client come to me once. This was back in the day when I used to do in-person readings, and she and her friend came to an in-person session, and her daughter came through, and her daughter said that she was going to send her a deer, and that would be assigned to her. And they left there, and it's funny because they told me this after the fact. They left there and they're like, Ferny's fucking crazy. Like, what the hell is he talking about? Deer? We live in the city. We live in a suburb. We don't have deer, you know? And so they thought I was crazy. And then 2 months later, the lady, she went on a trip here to New Mexico, interestingly enough, and she woke up and there was a deer standing at her window, just staring at her for a good 15 minutes before he decided to leave. It was just so out of the ordinary that she was like, immediately what I had said came into her mind, because she's like, oh my God, this is what he's. So her daughter literally sent her a deer. But yeah, so I always tell people, even if you haven't seen this, even if you haven't gotten the sign yet, don't be surprised, because they can definitely make things happen if they want to. It just takes a lot of energy to materialize something, but it's easier to influence people and animals than it is to make something appear, because it takes more energy for that to happen. FKVGHH. Hello, Ferny. Do you see? I think your question's a little off, but I think I know what you're saying. Do you see my crafting business, crafting G? So I'm saying crafting business being a success for me. I feel I'm not gonna. It's not gonna make you a millionaire, but I do think that you can definitely do something with it. What's interesting is you might start off trying to craft a certain type of crafts, and then you might end up finding yourself getting pulled into doing other things for people that aren't really things that you specialize in or want to do, but make you more money. So it wouldn't be surprising. For example, like if somebody was trying to make specialized aprons for someone, and then someone says, oh, I like your stitch pattern, or I like the way you put things together. Would you mind making me like some school play, or would you mind making me like a quill? You're like, well, I don't know how to do that, or I'm not gonna, I don't do that. I do this. But they want to still pull you and they want to offer you money. Say yeah. Like that could actually make it better for you. But I would say, yeah, I do think it'll make you some money, but I'm not thinking you're going to become a millionaire by it, but I do think you can do something that will help you to feel fulfilled and also make you some money with it. Okay. Now, if you want to, here's the kicker, right? Because I'm like, if you really want to make this into something that's profitable, if you want to also have classes. Like in Houston, where I'm from, we had drinking with the painting with a twist. You go in, you pay $35 or whatever. You drink some wine, take your alcohol, you drink some wine, you follow along with class. They provide you with like 3 paints. Probably cost them and the board. It probably cost them like $5, right? But they make a killing off of that. If you wanted to do something like that, where it's like crafting with a twist, and people come together once a month, or they come together, they pay so much money, you offer them the supplies, you walk them through making something, you can increase your income level in that way and have something that might actually make you feel even better and really be something you enjoy. So think about that, because that may be something that you might want to look into. Okay. Beth's Angels. Can you connect with my dad? Yeah. So with your father, the first thing is like he really wants to make sure that I like express his love to you, because I almost feel like I don't feel like I can express his love to you enough, and I feel like he's really wanting to make sure like he's almost giving you like a bear hug, or like really trying to squeeze you. So this is how it's coming across to me. He also he showed me the 11th, so the 11th of the month is connected, or the month of November is significant. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I keep seeing like sweets like donuts and bear claws and like bready sweets. So I don't know if he had a thing for bready sweets or if he was into baking, but there's a reference there, because I'm seeing these like sweet things, because I'm seeing something like that as well. I also feel, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if, I wonder if this is your dad or if this is another male, because I kind of feel like there's another male also showing up. And I keep thinking of like when I'm like have seen like some of these documentaries or some of these movies where like it's New York City and the bakery's opening early in the morning, and like the bagels are like, the steam is coming from the people who are pumping the flour into, like, I'm seeing that. So I don't know where that's fitting in with your dad, or if there's a connection to the family with the bakery. But that's kind of like what I'm feeling, or the vibe that I'm getting around that. He also, I don't know if you have a doorbell or a ring, but he might be messing with it to get your attention. And I know sometimes those things can be finicky, because I used to have one. But this is a little bit differently. Don't be surprised if you actually have it set off and then there's actually something in front of the camera that you just can't make out or figure out, but it's something. So he's acknowledging this as well. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I'm seeing George, the name Georgie, Georgia, Georgette, George or Gigi sounding name that is also referenced or connected. So either that's connected to your dad, or that's someone in spirit that he might be trying to make reference to that's also there as well. Okay. Yeah, Jules B. Ford. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my guides? Yeah, you need to be a little careful about allowing yourself to get too fixated or overly focused on romantic relationships, because it may be taking too much energy away from the other part of your life that you need to refocus on. Sometimes people become so obsessed and so like focused on relationships. Like, if I just have a great relationship, it's going to make all the difference in the world. It's going to make my life perfect. Or if this person that I'm with can just get it together, like, my life will be great. Now, just drop it, get that out of your head. You need to focus less on the romantic side of life, or just the feeling of like you're not going to be happy or things would not be ideal unless you have a specific type of connection. Like, just don't worry about that so much. Focus on your work. Focus on what matters to you. Focus on where your energy needs to go, as far as your own career or passions, because I feel like you need to refixate and focus on that as well. And you might be getting too much energy pulled or drained towards your romantic relationships, or just someone who's in your life that's kind of sucking you dry. So just be careful about that. Okay, let's go over here. Yes, Stephanie. Hey, Fernie, I was your last pick on Wednesday's live. Sorry, my question was confusing. I asked if I have met my last life partner yet. I'm single and curious if next serious guy is in my life already. So I think I said, I'm not sure. I don't actually remember what I said, but I'm going to say I feel like there might be someone in your life that may actually fit the bill, or who might be a viable option for you. So keep your eyes open, because it may start off as an acquaintance, a professional acquaintance, or a professional friendship. But there's something like that I kind of want to throw in that direction. Either that, or y'all just happen to be in the same industry, but y'all aren't actually work together, but it's got a vibe like that. So that's what I would look towards. Okay. April might be a nice month for you, because I'm almost seeing you with hearts around your head in April. That might indicate that you found love, or you found a connection that you're resonating with. Let's see. Devin Acosta. Oh my God, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to get a message from my sister, my aunt grandma. I found my sister overdosing. You're telling me too much. You're telling me all the details. And grandma, I took care of for 7 years until she passed. Yeah. So let's talk about your sister for a second. So your sister, first of all, I don't feel like this is anything new because it almost feels like there might have been two or three separate instances. I need to stop drinking fizzy drinks before my lives because it makes me all like, bleh. There might have been two or three instances where she actually, I would say almost overdosed, or she just went too far before this happened, meaning that she may have actually made these mistakes before. I also feel she may have actually attempted to take her life before as well. And I feel like it was just in a really low point for her. The thing about it is, sometimes with people, whenever you're dealing with someone who has a habit, or when you're dealing with someone who's just making bad decisions about what they're doing with substances, sometimes it is just that people just making bad decisions, or just getting hooked on something. But sometimes there's a mental condition that is the basis of it. And the way your sister is making me feel is that she just was not okay in her head, no matter what. This was just her way of trying to feel some relief, and to just feel okay, because she wasn't okay in her own skin. And I almost feel like she just didn't want to be who she was. And I feel like she just was dealing with not only this, but there might have been a trauma, like an attack, or like a type of mistreatment of her that she might have experienced at some point in her past, that might have been a contributing factor, or that traumatized her. Either she might have experienced this, or she saw this in some way and it caused her some trauma as well, and that might have thrown her into a little bit of a different direction with the way she was coping with life. So I think there's a lot more there that either she just didn't express, or that she just didn't share 100% about, but you may have some inklings about, because there's a reference there. She's doing this, so she is acknowledging something around the neck, but I'm not sure if this is just you getting a necklace for her, or you actually have something that goes around the neck that is hers, because I'm almost seeing that as well. She also keeps acknowledging the 20th, so the 20th of a month may be significant, or could just be February because it's a 2. So either February is connected or the 20th of a month. I'm thinking it's the 20th though, so I'm thinking that's what it is. Grandma, interestingly enough, you might smell grandma, because grandma, there's a scent that she comes around with, because grandma's coming around with this smell that you pick up that would only be grandma smell, because she's making reference to that. I also keep hearing something like down a hallway or down another room. So if you ever hear like a door moving or a door closing or someone down the hallway, that might actually be grandma. It may not necessarily be her spirit wandering the house or wandering your space. It might just be the remnants, the energetic after effects, the footprints left behind energetically by her, but it would still be her activating it to get your attention, to let you know that she's with you as well. She also tried to come in a dream to thank you. So grandma did try to come through for you. Okay. Hey, Linda Ratcliffe. Hey, handsome, hope all has been well. I'm hoping to hear from my mom. Yeah, so she's doing this. So she's making the heart emoji for me. So either that in itself means something, or it has something to do with the heart, because I'm thinking there's some reference there. So that's how I want to start it off. Mom is the birds. So you either having experiences with singing birds or just birds acting kind of funny. That's going to be mom, because she's making me reference that as well. There's a couple of animals with her. I almost want to say it's a dog and a cat, because I feel like I'm seeing one of each. So she's acknowledging some animals with her. She's also doing this. So there might be a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, or that was, thank you. There might be more than one actually. I want to say there might actually be up to 3 babies that didn't make it, or that were miscarried, lost, or terminated. But she's acknowledging the baby energy with her as well. She also keeps acknowledging the 15th. I think it's the 15th. So she might be making reference to the 15th of a month as well, or January 5th. That would be the only other way to make reference to that. Okay. It's funny because I can hear music playing. So I don't know if you sometimes play music that your mom had, or you play her music, like CDs or something. CDs. That dates me, right? CDs. I still have CDs. We have like a buttload of CDs, like a collection of CDs. We ain't getting rid of them just because everything is digital. God forbid there's like another like outage, or like the cloud system goes down. This is why I have so many books, y'all, because I always have a fear that, okay, one day, like Like Texas lost the power last year. Let's see what happens this year. But it's almost like, that's why I have a generator. That's why I have a solar kit. That's why I have extra stock of food. That's why I have paper books, because in case something ever happens and, Amazon goes under or whatever, I don't want to have nothing to read. I want to read something. So that's why I have the physical copies, because I don't ever want to like miss out or whatever. But it's music, right? If you ever have music, you have a CD player and you have the CDs, then you got something to play in case Apple goes down. These hackers nowadays, it would not surprise me. Watch, we're going to hear like a massive attack on Apple systems and disrupts their cloud systems. God forbid, right? God, watch, we hear something about that this year. Remember I said that, y'all, because I said it here first. Let's see. Yeah, Ms. Brittany, is it a good idea to try online dating to meet sunshine, or will I to meet sunshine? Or will it happen at random? You know what I say? I say give the universe a little bit of a helping hand. You got some people who sit on their ass all day on the couch watching TV and they're like, God won't send me nobody. I'm like, well, get your ass on an app, go outside, go hang out around people. Unless you got to have someone come into your house and fixing your stuff for you, it ain't gonna happen. Like, you got to give the universe a little bit of a helping hand. So I would say give the universe a little bit of a helping hand. Just the intention itself will shift the energy to make it so that the universe takes you seriously, or God takes you seriously. I met my partner on app. I actually met my partner back when we had chat rooms on gay.com, which was the old chat room system we used to have back when there was still AOL chat, and you had all these chat rooms people would go in, and that's what we used to do. We had there was Gay Houston 1, Gay Houston 2, Gay Houston 3, and you try to get into the chat room because you want to get into the number 1, because that's where all the cuter guys were at. So you're like trying to get into the chat. I'm going to get into the number 1. I'm going to get into the number 1. But apps these days, I have yet to use the apps and so forth, so I don't really know how that process is. However, what I tell people is nowadays when you're trying to meet people, if you talk to people on the apps, expect that you're probably going to run into 100 people, and out of 100 people, 10 might be worth a conversation. And out of the 10 that are worth a conversation, 1, maybe 2 might be worth giving it a little more time or exploring the prospects of a relationship. People get on these apps, and the first person they talk to, if it rubs them the wrong way, see, this doesn't work, and I'm never going to find anybody, and why does this never work? I'm like, that's like one person. Like, good God. Like, if I had just stopped doing readings when I messed up with one reading, could you just imagine? I'm going to need y'all to like get realistic and bring it to practicality, because that is not how it works, people. Work with the numbers, not with the expectation that the first person you talk to is going to be Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect. Let's get it together. Let's get it. But yes, to answer your question, give it a hand. I do think that you might actually, interestingly enough, run into somebody that you used to know on one of the apps, and that may open up a conversation. But I do think that you should give it an app. Give it a try. Give it a try. I know a lot of people who actually met their loved ones, their significant others on apps, and it did work for them. Like, who wants to go to a bar anymore? I'm not an alcoholic, so I think I drink alcohol once or twice a year. I don't really drink alcohol. I'm a vapor, so I'm more about the vape, less about the drink. And so I can go to a bar. Plus, I'm like COVID paranoid. So, Gina Finway, 22. Gina, my mom passed suddenly in July, very unexpected. So the first thing she showed me, thank you. I definitely am feeling a little bit, you know what, I'm almost seeing something that reminds me of a cardiac event. I wonder if, because I'm almost reminded of whenever like there's sepsis or something becomes contaminated in the blood, or something starts to impact the blood system, and then it starts to like hit the rest of the system. So I almost feel like something might have been in the blood or affecting the blood system, and then it may have affected and triggered a cardiac event. Though I don't think that was the cause. I don't think that was the main issue. I think that there was something else going on in her system that was triggering all that to take place, because there was like a buildup in her system. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was a weakened immune system, or like a weakened system, like the liver or the kidneys started to like struggle, and then it started to lead into other issues in the system as well. But I am feeling as if part of it was her just filling my lungs with fluid. She's feeling my lungs with fluid. So I want to say this. It's wow, that was like a lot. I wonder if this is actually health, or this is like a event, because sometimes when you get a bunch of, so here's the thing, whenever you're tuning in and you start seeing a bunch of random things that don't really seem to go together, what tends to happen sometimes, it may not actually be a health event, it may be something external happening that has an effect on all these systems. I wonder if something else was going on and it was an external, it was something external that got into her system or that affected her. And then all her systems started to kind of go abruptly out of order. Because I'm almost getting that vibe there with mom. She's doing this, so there might be a bracelet or a charm connection that might be significant as well. She's also shown me February. So the second of a month may be connected, or Valentine's Day, because that may be the other thing that may have to do with the heart. Okay. This is like an old song, y'all. This is back in the day. Be there or worse. Okay, what time is it? Let's bring somebody on, shall we? Actually, see. If you want to, hey guys, by the way, if you're on TikTok and you want to come on video, you have to request to be a guest. And those of y'all on Instagram too, if y'all want to be a video guest, y'all need to request it. And right down here, there's like a little button on TikTok for y'all. It's like a little two loops, circles. If you click that, it'll allow you to request a guest, and then I'll see who's requesting to come on video with me. Same thing on Instagram. It's the little button at the bottom that has a little square with a cross in it. That's the video camera. Click that, and then you can request to come on and be a guest. Your side. The song just got me. It's got me. And you know, all these like new groups are like, they try to reboot all these old songs, and people are like, "Oh my God, have you heard that song? Hello, hello, sweetheart, can you hear me? Hello." I can see you. I can't hear you. Oh, can you hear me now? No? No? I can't hear you. I don't even think you can see me. All right. I'm going to try you back again, okay? So I'm going to come back to you because you're not responding. Okay. All right, let's try somebody else. Here we go. Let's try Pia. Hello.
Hi, Ferny.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I love that beanie on you. I love that. Yeah, some people's heads just don't work. Like I have more of like a webble head, like a egg head, so it's a little bit like higher over here. So I was like wearing certain things just doesn't work for me. Hi, sweetheart. What do you want to ask me about?
We just wanted to know if you had a message from Elvis for us.
Elvis, okay, so I'm seeing the number 2. Do you know if the 2nd of a month or February is connected?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm seeing number 2. So either February or the 2nd of a month is connected. I keep feeling something going down my throat. Do you know if with Elvis, if there was any, if they were on any medication or they were taking something when this happened?
Alcohol.
Okay, because I feel like whatever's going down my throat and whatever I'm ingesting is affecting my cognitive function, or it's affecting me in some way. I also feel like I'm being a little bit, thank you, the way he's making me feel, I feel almost negligent, like I'm being neglectful or I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, and it's just kind of leading to this. It's almost like a sequence of events that's happening here. Do you also know there was any impact or there was any effect on the head or trauma to the head?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I'm seeing this right here, so I'm feeling this right here sensation here. Yeah, I'm feeling a kind of a hit. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling an effect on my head, and I'm actually feeling it on the side here and my neck. So I want to say here, and then I'm starting here, and then I'm kind of coming down here. So something must have affected, or something must have been an issue, because I'm almost feeling something in this way. I also keep feeling, thank you. Was he left, or was he not? Was he? I don't say left behind. Was he left, or was he not where he was supposed to be when this happened?
Yeah, he
okay.
left. He went out.
Okay. I feel like, you know what I'm reminded of is like if someone pissed me off and they leave me and I'm trying to walk home. Like I'm almost seeing something like that. Do you know if he was trying to walk somewhere, he was going across an area?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's showing me this whole vibe there. Do you also know if there was okay, got it. Also feel really cold. Do you know if it was cold that day or that night?
It was a little cold. It was a little windy.
Okay. It feels really weird because I feel like this shouldn't have. I kind of feel like he's taking responsibility for it, but I don't want to blame him.
Yeah.
That makes sense because I'm like, I don't think this is technically your fault, but he's still blaming himself because he still wants to own the experience. So he's just saying like, no, I shouldn't have been out there. I shouldn't have been out there. So this is how he's making me feel. He also makes me feel, thank you. Do you know if an ambulance was called out? Because I'm seeing
Yes,
paramedic.
they were.
Okay. Because he's showing me the paramedic. So he's showing me that as well. He's okay. He says when that happened, that was pretty much it. And he doesn't remember much more about it other than just that part. And then he kind of feels like he's like lost consciousness or he went out. So that's the way he's making me feel. He's okay. He's still blaming himself. I'm like, I feel like I technically don't want to blame him though, but he's still owning up to it.
Yeah.
He's also apologizing for the timing. Do you know if this happened around within a week of like a birthday or anniversary? Or like a holiday?
Yeah, it happened right before Halloween.
Okay, because he says this was right around, yeah, because he says this was within a week. So yeah, he's okay. Um, he almost just feels stupid about it. He almost like almost embarrassed, like like he's coming across that way. He's just acknowledging that. He's drawing on my skin. Do you know of two tattoos or the number 2 and a tattoo that's connected to him?
Yeah.
Okay,
He has a Roman numeral 7 tattooed on him. So
Oh,
it has
cool.
the V and the 2s.
Oh, cool. Okay, got it. So he's just acknowledging that. He also is showing me, thank you. Do y'all have a bear or is there a stuffed animal that's connected to him?
I think didn't he give you something?
Like a Build-A-Bear?
I don't remember. No.
Okay, I'm seeing something that reminds me of like a Build-A-Bear or something that's a little more custom. So it's not like a typical like reoccurring thing. It's more like something that has a little more custom to it. But he's showing me something that reminds him. It's either a bear or like a tiger because it almost reminds me of like it's like Tony the Tiger. So I'm kind of getting it that way. So there's a reference there. He's okay, sweetheart. He's okay. Look out for the doves, the white flower, the white feathers and doves because those are going to show up.
Okay.
Or white owls. Sorry, white owls.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right. Let's see. Going over here. Anybody on TikTok? Nobody's requested it yet. Nope, nobody's requesting it on TikTok, so nobody wants to come on video on TikTok. So let's go back over here. Let's see. You just gotta go. Oh, but someone's requested. So on TikTok, I'll come back to TikTok in a few moments. Okay, I'm just gonna do this one real quick, and then I'll come back over to TikTok. You just have to click the little button on the bottom that has like the little loops. It's like a infinity looking symbol. Okay. Okay. Nobody's accepting over here, so let me cancel that. PJ didn't accept, so let me go somewhere else. Let's go back over here. Let's go to TikTok. Let's see if I can get somebody on TikTok. Okay, I got a person there. Oh, here we go. Got Destiny. Oh, I must have done it the wrong way. There we go. Destiny. Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nurse in a pandemic.
Oh, of course, of course. Oh, yo, that's just a mess. It's a hot mess there. There's baby energy around you. So FYI, if you're not intending or planning on getting pregnant or if there's baby energy around you. So I wouldn't say this is within 2 or 3 months. It's either a baby or a pet. So just FYI, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's a new pet. Okay. What'd you want to ask me about?
My husband's father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I was there taking care of him. He went hospice. Everything's pretty much been a wreck since then.
Yeah. Question. Thank you. Do you know if there was anything affecting him that was similar to like an aneurysm or a stroke?
No, he had lung cancer.
Okay, here's what I'm seeing because my mouth is drooping a little bit. So I kind of want to acknowledge either something going on with the mouth or there was a difficulty in being able to. No, this is. He wasn't a smoker, correct?
He was
Okay.
until the end.
I'm trying to figure out where he's going with this because I'm smelling smoke, so I'm assuming this is a smoker. And then I'm also getting something that reminds me of like an aneurysm or a stroke, where there's something that there's like a bleed out or bleed in that almost feels like it's brain related or it's swelling inside of the brain. Do you know if there was anything like that that he had started to suffer from?
I think you're picking up my uncle.
Okay. Was he also a smoker?
Yes.
Okay, so the person that I want to bring up first is this male who there's either an aneurysm or stroke or bleeding in the brain. He's also smoking, so I'm smelling smoke. He also he's showing me the number 2, so either the second of a month is significant or February is somehow tied to it or tied to you because he's making reference to that.
He died in February.
Perfect, so this is the uncle. Okay, got it. So he also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you know if he collected coins or he had all the medals? Got it, so he's acknowledging this. Is this your mom's brother?
Yes.
Okay, he wants to acknowledge mom. Mom is still alive, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he wants to acknowledge mom. Were they like Beavis and Butthead, or did they like pick on each other or just mess with each other in a playful way?
Yes.
He's like still picking on her, so he's just like coming around. He says he likes to come around and mess with her. You know how sometimes it's funny where people have like signs and I say, oh, it's a ladybug or it's a butterfly or whatever. He sends her spiders. So spiders are a sign from him. I don't know why. Either she has a freak out thing with spiders or there's some joke between the two of them that may have to do with like webs or spiders. But there's something there because he's acknowledging that. Do you also know if something was done for him at the beach or if he was a fisherman?
He did fish every once in a while, not too much though.
Okay. There's a picture of him fishing, and it might even include your mom or you because I'm seeing a picture and I feel like I've got a fisherman's pole in it. Either that or there's a crawfish, well, it could be crawfish, seafood thing that he's wanting to acknowledge or bring to my attention. But there's something that he's just acknowledging about that. He did come in a dream, so you might have had a dream about him, and that was him just popping in. He's talking about like it's a big old party over there, so he's all like, doing whatever. So he's just kind of having a good time. Okay, so he wanted to say hi. He just wanted to make sure he got his presence known. Okay, now the father-in-law. The father-in-law is a little bit of a different energy. Did he have a sense of humor that people didn't always get, or he had the weirdest jokes?
Yes.
Okay, because sometimes I could say inappropriate jokes and like, what are you saying to her? So it's almost like he got to be careful with his mouth because sometimes it could run away from him. So he's acknowledging that. Chris, is there a Christopher or Chris or Christian name connecting?
Yes.
Okay, who's that to him?
Christopher is his nephew.
Okay. Do you know if there's a legal battle with Christopher, or there's something going on with like legal battle or something to do with who's going to stay with who?
No, he's getting ready to get divorced.
Okay. Okay. He knows about whatever is going down with Christopher and this legal battle that's happening with the divorce. So he's probably just acknowledging that. He also, thank you. He says you have a lot of patience. He says you have a lot of patience. He says thank you, because he didn't always know how to say thank you, so he might have struggled emotionally expressing himself, but he's wanting to say thank you. He may not have was he not always the warmest or the softest person with his son?
Yes.
He needs to apologize to his son because he feels that he didn't do enough to really let him know he actually did love him. It's just that sometimes he wasn't comfortable with that, and it was just difficult for him, and it was a challenge. So he's acknowledging that. He also says that he is proud of him, but he also says he needs to be proud of himself. And ultimately, it's what he feels about himself that's going to matter. He also says, thank you. He can't, I don't know, sometimes his son blames the world or sometimes circumstances for why things ended up being the way they were, but he says it doesn't matter at the end of the day because you have a chance to start over or just to get it right. So he's almost wanting to get on him and say, you got to make it right for yourself. So he's acknowledging that. He also showed me the number 11. So the 11th of a month or the month of November is also connected. Do you understand that? Either it's a birthday, anniversary, or death date. So the 11th of a month, any month, or November, because he's acknowledging that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll leave that with you. But he's acknowledging that that 11 number because it's significant. He also, did he have a habit of whistling or because he's like wanting to whistle out as if he's trying to get people's attention?
Yeah, he always did that to the babies. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did that to the grandbabies.
Yeah, he's just acknowledging the whistling effect. Y'all might even hear it from time to time still. And sometimes if you're like recording something in the house or doing some audio recording, you might actually catch whistles on the audio recording, and that would be a sign from him. He's okay. I feel like he doesn't want his son to like let this take over his life and to cause him to just completely spiral. And he kind of wants to bring him out of it. But at the same time, he kind of blames himself because it's almost like, how do I cope? Is his son in the military, or was he in the military?
He was.
Yeah, he's honoring his son, so he's doing that. He's okay. And he says thank you. There is a baby with him, so there's a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. Okay.
Mine.
Yeah, he's just letting you know he's got the baby with him, and don't worry. Your grandma's there as well. Your mom's mom, is she also passed?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like there. She's like a big cheerleader, so I don't know if she was always trying to be like nurturing or just like give people a kick in the butt when they needed it, but she's almost coming across like a cheerleader lady, so she's coming across in that way. She keeps talking. She showed me Betty White. Do you know Betty, or the name Betty is connected, or Beatrice?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's okay. Just remember that I said that. When you talk to your mom and you ask about the Betty or the Beatrice name, she might know what I'm talking about, because I was seeing Betty White and Rose from the show, so that's why I'm getting that Betty from. So she was showing me that. Either that or your grandma just looked like Betty White, but she's just showing me that. Okay, she's with you, sweetheart. They're with you.
Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself, darling.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. All right, let's see. Going over here. Do another. Just go here.
Hello.
Hello. Nasia? Hi.
My
Okay.
name's Tanisha.
Nanisha. Oh, Tanisha. Sorry, sir. Yeah, I was like trying to spell. I was like, what am I saying? What am I saying here? How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm okay.
All right, my darling. Well, what did you want to ask me about?
I was just wondering if you could connect with my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. What's your mother-in-law? Does she have cancer?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Let me tell you what she showed me first before you tell me anything. So what she's making me feel is I almost feel this sense of like something going on in my system. It starts to kind of expand into other areas. I almost feel like this might have been something that showed up in the uterus or in the lower extremities, because I almost feel like it starts below and moves its way up. So that's the way I'm wanting to say. I also feel a little bit sickly, and I also feel like I'm not even either fully aware that I've got this to this extent, or I'm just ignoring this and not wanting to acknowledge it. Do y'all suspect that she wasn't telling y'all everything about her condition or her situation?
I think so, because she didn't really talk about anything to other people but her son and her husband.
Okay. Do y'all know if she had, do you remember if she had been starting to get a little thinner, or she was starting to look a little more frail?
Yes.
Okay. I feel that she had something she didn't want to disclose, but either she didn't realize it was to that extent, or she just never got it fully diagnosed. Because I almost feel like there's this lack of revealing information, but then it also feels like there's more to the story. The thing about it is, I don't feel like cancer is what caused her passing. I actually feel like it was an infection or something that might have affected her respiratory system. Do you know if she was having some breathing issues towards the end?
Yes.
Okay. Did they have her on life support, or on the life support, on the oxygen?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Did she kind of go into, I wouldn't say coma, but did she kind of like sink into, she became I was not unresponsive, but she kind of slipped under, and then someone had to make the decision?
I think so.
Okay, because what I'm feeling is I feel like I'm out, but I'm not gone yet. But I almost feel like someone has to make the decision to either go ahead and discontinue treatment, or just to not go forward, because it was one of those situations where you're kind of not going to be able to do anything to change it. And that's the way she's making me feel. So she's just acknowledging that. She's also apologizing for the timing of her passing. So it might have happened in a really inopportune time, like either on a birthday or like on Christmas, or because she's showing me something where it happened right at that timing. Do you know about that?
It was pretty much close to her son's birthday.
Yeah. So she's apologizing for the timing and it being really bad timing. She's okay. Did he not really fully realize what was going on with her? her son?
I don't know. He doesn't really talk about it because
Okay. Because I kind of feel like yeah, she's just not, she's like, I'm like asking her about who knew or did the father know? And she's just like, we didn't want to talk about it. I was like, okay. So she's like not really wanting to even acknowledge like there was any plan because she makes me feel like there was no plan. There was like literally nothing being done about it. It was like it just kind of went about. Um,
yeah.
she's okay. She's fine. Um, she's apologizing because she feels she could have gotten control of this or gotten a handle of it, and she feels like she could have done more to been around. Um, she's holding a baby. Are you pregnant?
I could be.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, just FYI, she's holding a baby, so I would not be surprised if you're pregnant or you're gonna get pregnant within the year because she's holding a baby, and it almost makes me feel like there's a baby that's gonna come in.
Okay.
Okay, she's with y'all. She's just sorry that she wishes she would have done more. But it's one of those things where sometimes people don't want to deal with it, or they just don't want to face the reality of what's possibly happening, and they just want to ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The family's like
Yeah.
that. Like they're all like that. Like they don't like. Are you gonna deal with this or not? Like I kind of feel like I need to like someone needs to go in there and like just crack the whip and say, what the hell are y'all doing? Are we gonna do something about this or not? Like what is this about?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just not. And you might have to be that person in the family, so you might need to be prepared for that. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself, darling. Okay, go get tested because if you're pregnant, then you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, going over here. Let me go over here because I don't want to forget these folks over here on Facebook or YouTube. Tracy and Anthony Melson. Any message from my daughter at all? I love and miss her terribly. Yeah. So the first thing that I'm seeing, Tracy, is she is showing me a piece of jewelry. So I feel like it's custom made. So either this is something with the name or with the name or a date or a print, because I kind of want to describe it in that way. I keep seeing ornaments. So I don't know if there's a set of ornaments that you associate with her, or you had something made that is in the ornaments, because I'm almost seeing something like that as well. And it almost reminds me of like Christmas ornaments. So that's the way I want to go with it. She also keeps acknowledging the 7. So the 7 or 17. I'm going to say the 17th. The 17th of a month may be significant because I'm thinking that's where I'm going with that. So she also thank you. I'm hearing music. So I don't know if you have a recording of music with your daughter, or if there's like her singing or something going on in a recording where it's like musical, because I'm almost seeing something like that. You know, I'm reminded of was like whenever you got kids on stage and they're like doing their performance stuff, like I'm almost reminded of that. So there's a reference there as well. Okay. She does acknowledge her father also. Let's go here. Yeah, Kimmery Williams. Anything from my aunt? You know, it's interesting because I'm hungry. I'm getting hungry right away as soon as I saw your aunt's name. I started getting hungry, or as soon as I saw aunt, I started getting hungry. That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to go to I want to go like eat at like Luby's or like Cracker Barrel. Like I kind of want to go to like a place like that and eat because she's making me hungry. So I don't know if there was a big thing with y'all and her, or if she just liked these things. But I'm almost feeling like I want to go and like there's like a buffet type style, but it's like good food, like macaroni and cheese and like mashed potatoes and cornbread. Like I want to go all the way into that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be a picture of her that is surrounded by flowers, or the frame is complete flower or floral, because she's showing me a picture of this. She also keeps, thank you. I don't know if there's like a separation happening right now in the family, or people in the family are not talking to each other with like the siblings or like the members in the family, because she's acknowledging or talking about like a split or disconnect with people in the family where there's like they're not talking to each other right now. She might just be acknowledging this or be aware of what's happening. She also keeps acknowledging the 21st. So the 21st of a month may also be significant or important as well. Okay, let's bring somebody else on here. PJ, I'm gonna try you again, PJ, because I tried you earlier and nothing happened. So I'm gonna try you again. No, no. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I give it a go. People can't say I didn't give them an opportunity, because I am trying, y'all. I am trying. Hello.
Hi,
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. Awesome. What you want to ask me about?
So, I've had a lot of changes with my love life
Hmm.
recently.
Hmm.
And A, I want to know, am I headed in the right direction? And B, does my deceased father approve?
He's laughing. He said thumbs up, so that's his approval. So you should show me thumbs up. Question. Dad is showing me airplanes. Do you know if your dad was in the Air Force or he ever did anything with airplanes, or there was an airplane connected to your dad?
No, he
Okay.
wasn't.
I need to figure this out then first, because I need to start with this first, and then we can come back to your question. Um, this is an airplane. Um, do you have a deceased family member or deceased relative who was in the Air Force or jumped out of an airplane or worked in the airline industry?
I had a distant cousin that died in World War II that I
Do you
did
know if,
not.
do you know if he jumped out of an airplane and then after that they didn't really know what happened to him?
He actually did. His
Okay.
parachute fell open.
This is it. Okay. The guy that jumped out of the airplane is there. So for the family to know, he's okay. He's there in spirit with them. So to FYI, to let people know that now we know that this person's okay. Okay. Coming back to your dad. Your dad is showing me the 23rd. Do you know the 23rd of a month is connected, or February the 3rd?
Not that I can recall.
That's okay. So the 23rd is significant. Either it's a birthday, anniversary date, death date, or or February 3rd. Now, because I was just talking about that other guy, I would still possibly apply that to him, just in case I'm having some overshadowing from his energy. Your are there three people in your family that have the same name as your dad? Or is your dad
No,
one of three people with the same name?
no.
Where's the like BR name, like Brian or Bruce, or there's like a BR name? Brian, Bruce, Brent.
So if I recall, I don't remember if his name was Billy or Bruce, the one who died when his parachute failed to open,
Okay, so he might actually be that. Yeah, so he still wanted to talk. Then he still wanted to go at it. He's got stuff to say. Why are you?
which is crazy because he passed in the 40s.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. You'd be surprised. I've had people come through who were like murdered in the 70s. Like it's like really insane, and it's like not relevant today. But the people they'll
Hmm.
still. He's just wanting. He wants to make sure people know he wasn't a coward. Like he was. He showed up and he did what he was supposed to do. So anybody who may think that something went wrong or something, like he's like wanted to make it, this must be really important to him for him to want to clarify this or to put this out there with the family. So just FYI with that. Let me see if I can push
Okay.
him out of the way, because I got to push him out of the way to get your dad. Um, Question: do you know if your father, if there was a cancer connection to your dad or something that was similar to cancer?
He had congestive heart failure.
Mm. The the year before he passed, do you know if he had gotten his prostate checked or they had been running some tests with his prostate?
Not that I know of. He had COPD and asbestosis, so
This is
that would
another.
be.
I'm going to go through these males because this is another person. There's another male, prostate or prostate cancer, who I want to acknowledge. I want to say that they caught it too late, or they didn't know that it was this bad until he actually got sick, and then it just was like a spiral, and it happened fairly quickly. So that's this other male that I'm going to assume, because if that's not dad, that's got to be a different male. Question: do any of your in-laws, are you married?
Going through a divorce.
Okay, this is why. Okay, that's why I saw the two marriages. Okay, so to answer your question originally, I see two marriages for you. So if you're going through it, is this your first marriage?
Yes.
Okay. You will get married again. It might take 4 years, but I feel like you're going to end up with somebody else altogether. It wouldn't surprise me if it actually turns out to be someone that's like a friend or someone you feel really comfortable with, because it almost feels like I'm going from just unstable or just inconsistent to I feel comfortable, and it's just so easy and it's no work. And that's where I feel like you're going towards.
So I'm actually talking to somebody I've known since intermediate, and
Yeah.
that's what I kind of wanted to know if that's going in the right direction.
Yes. To answer your question, I feel that it is. I normally I'm not always the first one to jump on the bandwagon to like, oh, you should like, go further with this person while you're still married. But I'm like, I'm not. I'm almost feeling like your marriage like a year and a half ago was already like done, and so I feel like now it's just kind of the motion. So I don't feel bad about the connection that you have, and I feel like it could lead to another marriage in about 4 years. And so the answer to your question is yes with that. Your dad is still giving me this thumbs up, so he's still showing me this thumbs up. I'm trying to get him on the line, but I need to acknowledge this other male to get him out of the way. There is a male, prostate cancer. I want to put him into an in-law bracket. Do you have an in-law, like an in-law father-in-law or a grandfather-in-law who passed from prostate cancer or cancer?
No, I have a friend of mine that passed away. Do you know about how old this person is?
Well, I was thinking this was an older male. I mean, this in my mind, this would have to be like late 40s, early 50s. Like I want to kind of go in that age range or that age bracket. Um, Erickson or Eric is connected to this person.
Okay, that doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. So this is another male. So there's another
Oh,
male, and I'll leave it with you because you might have to figure it out. There's another male, Eric or Erickson is connected to this person. The name somehow is connected to this person. They had prostate cancer, or there was a cancer connection, possibly to the prostate, because that's where I want to go with it. I also feel like it once they found out, it spiraled really fast. I don't even think they lived like past 6 months once they found out about this, because it was caught too late, is how I want to feel. It feels like an older male. So I'm actually going to take back what I said. I feel like this is like a 58, 63 age person is how I feel, because I feel like they're in the older age bracket. And this person might have either worked at a university or been involved, I keep saying NASA, or may have even worked at NASA at some point.
not anybody I know.
Okay, just FYI. Remember that I
Yeah.
said that, and hopefully you'll figure it out. Okay. Let me see if I can get your dad on the line, because I'm still trying to get him on the line, and I've got these other males that keep interrupting me.
His name was Ronald, if that helps.
Mm. Did he not like being called Ronald? He preferred Ronnie or Ron?
Yes.
Okay, because he's like wanting to correct you. So he's like, oh, okay. So he wants to make sure you don't call him Ronald. He's like, don't call me Ronald. He's very casual. Your dad's like
Mm.
chill. So he comes across like a chill person, like not gonna make a big deal about it. I don't want it to be a big deal. And that's how he comes across. It's almost like he would rather it not be a big deal. Does that
Mm. Yes.
Okay. He showed me the number four. I could take that in two different ways. Either he's referring to 4 kids, or he's referring to the fourth month, or the fourth of a month. So that's the only two things that I would make sense of with that number.
Okay.
Are there 4 of you in the family, or four you kids?
No, just me.
Okay, then it's got to be the date. For the fourth of a month, or the month of January or April.
The
He
guy I'm talking to has 4 kids.
You what?
The guy I'm talking to has 4 kids.
No, I don't think that's it. I think that he's acknowledging the number four, the fourth of a month, or the month of April. Um, I'm asking your dad why he's like not. Um, did your dad like pizza? It's gonna sound weird. I mean, everybody likes pizza, but did your dad like pizza? Or is there a Chuck E. Cheese picture or a picture of you two with pizza?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he liked pizza, but it wasn't like an infatuation.
No, I'm seeing pizza, so I don't know why that's popping up. What are you showing me, please? Is the family Italian, or is his side of the family Italian?
No, not at all.
No, I don't know what this is. No, this is. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm assuming Dad is saying yes because I saw a thumbs up. However,
Okay.
I'm getting all these other pieces, and they have to apply to someone. If this is not your father, it's either gonna apply to the last guy I was talking about that's got the Erickson or Eric connection, because it's still going in another direction. Unless you're just not catching it, which happens sometimes. Go back over the recording because it happens all the time. Or there's this other person that they're acknowledging that's got this Erickson name that ties. All of it is somehow connected, and it's too specific not to just be, just to be random. So go back over the recording and you'll pick it up. But I'm gonna assume your dad said yes, he approves because he gave me a thumbs up, and that I got that straight up from Dad as soon as I asked.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, let's see. Going to the next person over here. Yeah, sometimes whenever stuff like that happens, I'm not surprised because after the fact, people will message me and they'll be like, I totally didn't know what you're talking about. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's why I'm like, you got to go over the recording because people think they know. But in the moment, like, y'all don't realize when you're on the spot and you feel like people are watching you, it makes your brain stop working properly. So sometimes you forget, like, I had a friend, she forgot that she had a brother. And I literally said his name, and she forgot the brothers. So she had a brother. I was like, "How are you gonna forget your brother?" They said his name. So, but it happens. It happens. It's not easy to be in front of people and be in a public way. Let me go over here. Let's go here. By the way, TikTokers, if y'all want to come on video, y'all need to request it at the bottom here because I don't see any requests there. So, hello.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Oh, looks like that's okay. I can see you. Yeah. If it keeps freezing on you, take yourself off of Wi-Fi because sometimes the Wi-Fi will actually slow it down.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, cool. Yay.
That's
See, I
me.
knew it. I knew it. All right. What you want to ask me about, Mama?
So my dad passed away last week.
Mm-hmm.
I was with him to the final moment, but I just have this
Yeah.
thing. I want to, if he has a message for me.
Let me ask him because I don't want you to tell me too much. Let me ask him. With Dad. Okay. Were the three of you in the room, or three of you with him?
There was somebody else with me, yes.
Do you know if he started sounding a little bit mumbly, or he started seeing something or seeing someone? Because he's almost making me feel like there's three people in the room. And if you're saying it was just you and someone else, he might be acknowledging someone else that he was starting to see in the room.
So at one point there was three of us, which is myself, my mom, and my brother, and himself.
Okay. Got it. Could your brother not stay?
Yeah, he didn't want to stay.
Yeah, he knows about your brother not staying in the room. So he's talking about the three of you in the room. He wants to bring up the brother because he doesn't want the brother to feel guilty or to feel bad. He understands, so he doesn't want him to carry that. So he's wanting to relieve him of that. He also wants to apologize to your mom, either because he didn't pay attention or he didn't do everything he was supposed to do, and he feels like he could have tried a little harder. And so he's acknowledging that. Do you know if he wasn't keeping up with all of the directions that they wanted? Thank you. Did your dad have any blood sugar issues affecting him before he passed?
Yes,
Okay,
diabetic.
diabetic. Yeah, because I was going to ask because he's showing me diabetes. It's almost like I feel like, thank you. The way he's making me feel is that he could have technically gone longer, but he makes me feel like he feels guilty because he didn't do everything, or he just was not doing everything he was supposed to do.
He was giving up towards the end.
He was what?
He was giving up the last couple of
Yeah,
days.
because he makes me feel like he had already even before then, he makes me feel like the last 6 months of his life, he kind of had already made a decision that he didn't want to suffer anymore because he says it was just getting too hard and it was getting too hard. He feels guilty because he made that decision before those 2 days. He just didn't say anything. He just didn't let you know. And so if he started to seem like he was starting to like get things taken care of, or he was trying to like get some stuff sorted out, that was the reason why, because he makes me feel like he had already made a decision in his head. Thank you. Is there a Guadalupe or Lupe name connection?
No.
Okay, he's giving me Guadalupe. So either the name Guadalupe is significant or the name Lupe is connected to either him or your mother. And it's somehow tied to one of them. I want to say there's a person who's passed whose name is Lupe or Guadalupe that he's wanting to acknowledge is with him. He also, thank you. There's also I don't know, is Mario or Marlo? Do you know if there's also a Marlo or Mario name connection to the family?
I have a cousin by that name.
Okay. Do you also know the cousin? Do you know if are
A
there
cousin and an uncle. Sorry?
I was gonna say, are there two father figures for that person, for that cousin?
No.
Okay. Like, did they have a father and a stepfather, or was there another person that was like a father to them?
No.
Okay.
Well, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. An uncle, which is
Okay.
my uncle.
Got it. And he's still alive though, right?
Mario, yes.
The uncle.
The uncle, no.
Okay. Your dad is letting people in, so I'm gonna like go with it. He's doing this. Do you know if the uncle was a bit of a drinker? He had been drinking a lot more.
Yes.
Okay.
The uncle was a drinker.
Okay. He's wanting to apologize to the family because he might have acted inappropriately or just been pain in the ass when he was drinking. So he's wanting to apologize to that part of the family. He's also making himself responsible because he feels like he didn't set the best example sometimes, and he wants to apologize for that. But he is still around the family, so he wants to let them know he's a part of their lives. So you need to get him out of the way now because I want to talk to Dad. Dad said thank you, so he wants to say thank you. Let me let you come back because it's freezing. Ooh, hope her battery didn't die. Hope her battery didn't die. Okay, it's frozen. So I'm going to come back and try you again. If not, I'll keep going with what I was trying to say. So, oh, she disconnected. Her battery probably died. Her phone overheated. Probably one of those two. I'm going to come back to you in a moment, Mama. So I'm going to give you a chance to get back on here and see. Empanada City. Y'all remember Empanada City because I got to go back to her. Please don't make too much of it, baby. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go to Instatalks. Instatalks. Here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
Actually about my ex.
Mm-hmm.
He's no longer with us, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. X. So. Do you know there were two other people with him when he passed?
No, he was alone.
Okay, he showed me two, and I was assuming he's talking about people, because he showed me two. He also keeps thank you. Do you also know if he was under the influence or had taken something that day?
They're not sure.
Okay, this seems sketchy because I feel like it's not exactly what they think it is. I feel like there's more to the story than they realize. Was he found? Was he found?
Yes.
Okay. Was he found hours after he had actually passed?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what he's telling me. He's making me feel like there might have been two other people that were present or had been with him, and either they knew that this happened or they just know more about the situation with what he had taken. I kind of feel like what he had taken might have also been a mixture of things, or it was not good quality. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
Kinda.
Okay, meaning like if I take something and it's bad, like if I take a substance and it's bad quality, it would make me sick, or if I mix it with something else, it would create this reaction.
Okay.
Okay. He also keeps saying thank you. Do you know if they suspect that he had actually passed like early in the morning, like around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning?
No, it was during the day.
Okay, I keep seeing 1 or 2. So is it 1 or 2 in the day?
It's hard to tell because he was expected to check in at a certain point, and he never checked in.
So I didn't catch that. You got muffled for a second.
Sorry, he was expected to check in. He had a certain point where he was supposed to check in, and then he didn't check in, and they didn't find him until the next day.
Okay. Do you know if there was if 1 or 2 o'clock is connected to that at all?
I'm not sure.
That's okay. Just remember that I said that because I was seeing 1 to 2 o'clock, so I felt like there's something with 1 or 2 o'clock that is somehow connected to this. He also makes me feel, thank you. This feels very accidental or like not intentional. So do they suspect that this was like an accidental event?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he makes me feel the same way. He's not making me feel like he was intending to hurt himself. He was just being stupid and just, doing stuff. So he's just making me feel like this was incidental. This was not accidental. He wasn't trying to take his life. He's like, I wasn't hurt. He's like real like smart ass. So he's like, I wasn't trying to take my life. So he's real like picky about that. He wants to make sure people know that about him. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I keep seeing a jersey. Do you know if he was either part of a team or he was involved in any kind of sports?
No, not at that point. No.
Okay,
when he was younger.
Okay, I keep seeing sports or like a team, like being a part of a team. I was part of a team. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, wait. How do I want to put it? I was part of a team. This has to be either it's a sports jersey or it's a special like team. The only thing I would say is like sometimes when people are like in the military, they're part of a team. But I almost feel like he's like I want to put it into like a sports arena. So he's just showing me this like sports thing. So either this was a big thing for him, or this is like a part of his life where either he felt better or he was just in a different place, and this might be something that he just wants to acknowledge. Actually, he's showing me an image of this, so they may have actually used this for his memorial because I'm almost seeing this sports-related picture of him that has the jersey on it. So there's a reference there because he's acknowledging that. He is showing me September. Do you know if the 9th of a month is significant or the month of September is connected? That's okay. I'll leave that with you because you might have to look into it. But
sorry.
That's okay. No, it's fine. People, I get it. This happens sometimes. So 9th of a month, because I will see 9/11, so that's where my September came from. So 9th of a month or the month of September is connected because he's making reference to that. He's also apologizing just because did he kind of not really clarify his position when y'all broke up?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this might have happened around 2 reasons. One is he making me feel as if he had still been mentally affected by another relationship or another person. There was still an effect on him mentally, but he also makes me feel like he was just not ready or he just didn't want to go forward. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. He is apologizing to you because he says he should have been more forthcoming or to the point. He also says he did try to reach you in a dream to tell you these things, but you might have thought it was a memory, not a dream. Do you remember a dream? Yeah, he was just trying to come through and tell you he was okay, but that he didn't mean for it to end the way that it did, and he wanted to apologize to you. He's okay, but there's going to be more that they might start to unravel with it because it feels like there's more complexity to it, and he keeps talking about 2 people. 2 people.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sweetheart. Will you take care of yourself, darling?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let me go back over here. Let me see if I can get empanadas. Empanadas. Because I remember that because I saw that name and I was like, ooh, I want an empanada. And that's like one of my favorites. I love my sweet potato empanadas, my pumpkin empanadas, my apple empanadas. Love it.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm
Did your
so
phone
sorry.
die? Did your phone die?
did.
Yeah, I knew your phone died.
Yeah.
All right, Mama.
Thanks.
What? You're fine. You're fine. Okay. So what were we talking about? Because I totally forgot. So I can get my
We were trying to get him back in the picture.
Yeah, and your dad. Yeah, your dad. Got it. Yeah. So he wanted to alleviate your brother. So he didn't want your brother to carry on the guilt or to carry on the feeling that he wasn't there at the moment that he passed. He understands the situation. He wanted to say thank you to you because he feels thank you. Were you coordinating a whole lot around him?
Always.
Okay, because he's like calling you like the captain. So you're the captain, you're the leader. So he's calling you the coordinator. So he's acknowledging that. He also said thank you. He also says he says he owes you money now. So he's like, yeah, I feel like I owe you money. So he's acknowledging that. He also makes me feel thank you. Do you have a picture of your dad? And I feel like it's one of the few pictures that he was all vestido or dressed up because he doesn't come across to me like the vestido type, but it's one of the few.
Yes.
Do you okay? He also keeps it going. Thank you. He also is making reference to thank you. Do you also have a picture of him at a baptism? Because he showed me the picture of him at the baptism.
At a baptism.
At the baptism, either there's a kid being baptized or there's something about baptizing someone.
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps thank you. Do you have a cross or a rosary connected to him?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Got it. Because he's acknowledging that. Is it supposed to be a blessed cross? Like it was blessed by like a special church or a special deacon or a special bishop or something?
No, it's just a cross that was mailed with an arrangement. And it's in front of his urn.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say because the reason why I'm asking about that is because he's showing me I have a tia and she got a cross from San Juan and she's like, oh, it was blessed by the bishop and all. Yeah, she went on about this damn rosary. This cross, I think the cross you're talking about is different from the one that I'm seeing. So he is
Okay.
acknowledging that cross, but there's another rosary that was blessed by a deacon, or y'all have this rosary that's thank you. And andela. Is there an andela or andila or Adela? Is there an Adela name connected to the family? A female?
No,
Okay.
not that I know of.
That's okay. Think of your mom on that side of the family. Do you know of a female on that side of the family that either worked at a church or was very involved in a church?
I have an aunt that's like very involved, Tia Maria,
Okay.
in a church.
Ask her about the Adela name or Andela.
Okay.
It sounds like Adela or Andela. This woman is going on about this sacred rosary that was blessed by the Pope or the bishop or something. But she wants to make
Okay.
sure that I like acknowledge this special rosary and that it was important to her. So obviously she felt the need to interrupt us to bring this through to your tia. So just FYI with that. Okay. Your dad, your dad have a sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Many.
Got it. Do you know if one of them's passed?
Yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging being with a sister that's passed. So he's making reference to that as well. He also keeps
Okay.
acknowledging, do you still have his shoes? Do you also have his shoes?
I do.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the shoes. If y'all ever see the shoes messed with or moved around, that's him, because he says he's messed with the shoes or moved them on y'all to get y'all's attention. He also says he's messed with the bed or actually laid in the bed, and if your mom freaked out because she thought she felt someone getting into bed with her, that was your dad, because he's acknowledging that. Do you know if she had that experience?
Not that she said to me.
Ask her, because he's acknowledging like scaring her. He didn't mean to scare her. He's just trying to let her know he was there. So he's acknowledging that. He also, thank you. The 15th is also connected as well. Do you know the 15th of a month is significant, or January the 5th is connected?
The 5th or the 15th?
I was thinking it was the 15th. I could be misinterpreting. It could be the 5th, but I'm going to say it's the, I'm going to
The
say
15th is my mom's birthday, December 15th.
yeah, that's he's just wishing her happy birthday. So if he passed, it just happened, but he's just wanted to wish her happy birthday. He also do you know if they like Los Bookies?
Yeah.
I'm hearing Los Bookies, so he's playing a song. So there might be an old song that they used to like.
He loves music.
Okay, because I'm hearing Los Bookies like dun, 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 dun. Like this is the songs that I used to hear my mom play. He's playing those music for her, so he might actually try to get her attention with the music playing as well. So to look out for that.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, he's with you. He's okay. He is writing on my skin.
Okay.
So someone may be planning on getting a tattoo for him or adding to an existing tattoo with something.
Yeah, I was just talking about getting a tattoo.
Yeah, he knows that you're going to get the tattoo. And is it? Do you already have a tattoo that you're thinking of putting it next to?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. Because adding to an existing tattoo. So that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
He's with you, sweetheart. He's with you, mom. There's a Chow. Is it Chow or Chewy? Is this dog that's there? That's like a Chow or Chewy sounding name, or it's a breed that's connected to him as well, or is connected to y'all?
Yeah, Nikita.
Okay, the dog's with him. Dog's with him.
Okay.
All right, mama.
Okay, as long as I know he's good.
Yeah, he's okay. He seems like he's happy. He's like all chitty chatty. So yeah, he's okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, guys. All right, I'm out. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I will be back on Wednesday next week, okay? I love you.